AITA for thinking my Farrier died after he ghosted me, only to find out he blocked me and then his wife called me desperate. I, 28F, have worked with the same Farrier Josh, 35M, for over 2 years. For context, farriers are specialists who trim and shoe horses' hooves every 4 to 6 weeks. It's an important and regular part of horse care, and you build trust with the person doing it. Quick context asterisk, I have 2 senior pasture horses that live on my parents' property. I don't ride consistently anymore. I work full-time and have 3 kids, 2 of them toddlers, but I tend them weekly. They get vet visits 2x a year for shots, hoof care every 4 to 6 weeks, and regular attention by my parents when I can't. They're both shod in the front and barefoot in the back due to some lingering white line issues from wet conditions, and this is common in most horses in our region. For the full time of our professional relationship, it was always friendly and professional. You get to know your farrier fairly well since they're such a regular part of care, IYKYK, so we chat during appointments about life, family, politics, you name it. He knew my horses well, recommended treatments for the white line I purchased and did throughout our time, and I was always timely with payment, flexible with scheduling, and respectful of his time as he was with me. No drama. No tension. Ever. A few weeks ago, I messaged him about something my vet recommended after my mare was diagnosed with arthritis. Getting a game plan to adjust the trim slightly for arthritis and ask him if he could come pull the shoes so I could soak the horse's hooves for bacteria. Normal. No response. 5 days later, one of my horses lost a shoe. Still nothing. I texted again. Called. Waited a week. Then 2. I genuinely started to worry. The messages hadn't even been marked as read, so I wondered if something serious had happened. I looked him up in the news. Nothing. I sent 4 more texts over the span of a month, just asking if he was okay. Still nothing. I finally booked a different farrier to help. When I mentioned what had happened, he agreed it was weird, but figured maybe Josh was on vacation or dealing with something personal. We all were still trying to give the benefit of the doubt. Then I remembered Facebook. I rarely use it, but I checked, and there he was, posting just a day earlier, celebrating his certification as a journeyman farrier. I felt relieved. I commented congratulations publicly and messaged him privately saying I'd been worried and maybe needed a new number. The next day, his profile was gone. I had clearly been blocked. So I went to Instagram. Sent a similar message there, hoping it was just a tech issue. Blocked again within an hour. Now officially freaked out and confused, I asked my husband to check. Josh's profile was still visible on his account, so I messaged from there asking if something was wrong or if I'd done something to offend him. Still trying to be respectful. I even messaged his wife on Facebook with the same concern. I was blocked there too. I hadn't said anything harsh. I didn't accuse or demand. Just tried to check in. At that point, I figured maybe I was too small a client, or the vet note rubbed him the wrong way, or something I'll never know. Ick. I was hurt and honestly stunned, but I decided to let it go. Until a few days ago, his wife unblocked me to message me and send me a rant. She called me desperate, said her husband doesn't owe me anything, accused me of not taking care of my horses, and even sent me the literal definition of ghosting like she was explaining it to a teenager and commenting that because I was young, I didn't realize how entitled and disturbing my behavior was. WTH. Now I'm left feeling both stupid for caring so much and angry that someone I worked with closely for 2 years couldn't give me the basic courtesy of a heads up. It's not like I sent 50 unhinged texts. I was worried. I would have completely understood if he wanted to move on or drop me as a client, or if he had an issue and wanted to bring it up. I've been through my fair share of farriers in the past 12 years. Edit for all who think this is a red flag. I've moved from Chicago to 2 places in Texas and 1 farrier retired. That would be 5 including Josh and 6 for the one I'm going to have to find and settle on in 12 years. But why block me and then trash me behind a screen? So Reddit. AITA for thinking something had happened to my farrier after weeks of silence, trying to follow up respectfully, and then being upset when I got blocked and insulted? PS farriers run on word of mouth, so it's not like I can leave a review, but I don't know if I should share my experience with others at my local fee store when I'm by. Should I just wash my hand of this? For context, if you're not in the horse world, Farriers aren't like plumbers where you can just call another one if someone flakes. It's more like a home nurse or a personal specialist. You build a relationship over months. They get to know your horse's individual hoof needs, the terrain they live on, any medical or movement issues, etc. You don't typically rotate farriers. It's one person you trust, and there aren't tons to pick from in most areas.